Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into a really captivating world, Malay magic and folklore. We're drawing from Walter William Skeat's Malay Magic, which is, well, it's a fascinating look at the Malay Peninsula's beliefs from over 100 years ago.
It really is a deep dive.
Exactly. And our mission here is to sort of explore how all these diverse spiritual ideas mesh together, influencing everything from creation myths right down to the king's power and even daily village life.
And what's truly interesting, I think, is that Malay folklore isn't just one single thing. It's more like a tapestry woven from lots of different threads.
A tapestry. I like that.
Yeah. So while people were theoretically Sunni Muslims, their actual day-to-day practices often layered Islamic traditions right on top of much older ideas, Hindu, Buddhist, and original Malay beliefs too.
So you'd hear both.
Oh, definitely. You might hear an invocation start with, in the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, but then the very next moment they could be addressing Hindu gods or demons, ghosts, various nature spirits. It raises that question, doesn't it? How do these things, which seem so different on the surface, actually coexist in people's lives?
Right. How does that work day to day? And you really see that blending in the creation stories themselves, don't you?
Absolutely. They're fantastic.
I mean, think about this. One Malay account calls the creator the eldest magician, forming the earth like the width of a tray and the heavens the width of an umbrella. Such a vivid image.
It really is.
Or that other story, the one about the serpent Sakaramuna, slain by Gabriel, and its body parts become, well, everything. Grass from its hair, rain from its tears.
Even the rainbow from its sword. It's incredible.
It is. And then there's the world maybe resting on a giant buffalo's horn.
Causing earthquakes when it shakes its head.
Or the tides being caused by this giant crab going in and out of the navel of the seas next to this huge mythical tree, the Paujangi.
That Paujangi tree comes up a lot. There's even that legend of Haji Batu, the petrified pilgrim, climbing it with 7 nails.
Oh, right. And then getting carried off for miles by a rock bird after his ship gets sucked into a whirlpool. It's just, these stories really show an amazing imagination at work.
They certainly do. And if you connect that kind of imaginative power to how society was structured, the belief in dolat, or royal sanctity, is really profound.
That's law. Okay.
Yeah. The king isn't just a ruler. He's seen as a divine man, and his regalia, his special objects, things like drums supposedly made with lice skin or a trumpet only certain attendants, the Kala men, could blow.
Okay.
These items were believed to have the actual power to strike dead anyone who broke royal taboos.
Seriously. Strike dead, not just like symbolically.
No, not just symbolic. Skeat's source actually reports cases. People who apparently handled the sacred Selangor regalia the wrong way died or became really ill.
Wow.
One of the authors Skeat drew from said he himself got sick after touching a royal trumpet he shouldn't have.
That's intense. So even small things like wearing yellow clothing.
Exactly. Wearing yellow without permission or building your house in a certain way, these could bring serious trouble if you didn't have the king's okay. The power was seen as very real, very tangible.
That idea of power being so physical, even causing illness, it's quite something. So how did these big ideas connect with, the average person in a village?
Good question. For the ordinary person, the key figure was the pawang.
The pawang.
Yes, the village shaman or priestly magician. He was the go-between, the intermediary connecting people and the spirit world.
Okay.
And crucially, they operated completely outside the official mosque system. They represented a much, much older layer of belief.
So like a separate tradition running alongside Islam.
Pretty much. The role was often passed down in families, hereditary. And the pawang was indispensable for all sorts of practical things, ensuring a good harvest by setting specific rules, these prohibitions called pantang, or curing sickness. For that, Skeat mentions, they might get paid a tiny amount, maybe 7.5 cents. It was very everyday practical magic.
Practical magic. I like that. So given the pawang's role, where did people actually, go to connect with these spirits? Where did this happen?
Right. Well, that brings us to the kramats.
Kramats, holy places.
Exactly. Holy places. And what's fascinating is that many kramats weren't actually graves, like you might assume.
Oh.
No. Many were older sites connected to nature worship. Maybe a particular unusual tree or a strange rock formation. People would go there to make vows, leave offerings, maybe a bit of incense, or small pieces of white and yellow cloth.
So connecting with spirits in nature itself.
Precisely. There's one kramat mentioned where a local Raja's ghost is believed to appear. sometimes as a huge crocodile, sometimes as a tiger that leaves no footprints.
No footprints. Creepy.
Or even as an old man just sadly shaking his head. These places held real power in people's minds. It said that even a hardened liar would hesitate, would flinch, before swearing an oath at the famous Machop Kramat.
Wow, that really shows how deep that belief went.
It does. It shows the power these sites held in the collective consciousness.
So from these incredible creation myths and the tangible power surrounding royalty, right down to the village Palong and these potent Kramat sites, this deep dive really shows a complex, layered world where Malay belief actively shaped reality, didn't it? Pulling together all these different spiritual threads into one vibrant tapestry, as you said.
It's exactly, a living tapestry.
It's a powerful reminder, really, that how we see the world, what we consider real, can be so varied across cultures. So thinking about this amazing blend of folklore and faith, one thing that really stands out to you, maybe something for our listeners to chew on,